Hello dogs, Lildawg right here right now. Welcome back to Magical Eyes Red is for Anguish. Last episode we had some interesting revelations about the doll and stuff like that. So, let's begin. I'm walking around to see the clothes that I wanted to see the other day but couldn't due to the lack of time. I can't help stopping here. The movie theater reminds me of the two children. When I think back on it, I feel like my luck turned for the better since I met them. Maybe there were two cupids in the skies who landed here on Earth to bring me good fortune? I know I'm no romantic like that, but seeing them was striking. Maybe I could hear their voices if I tried to. Look, it's the ice cream lady. Hello. Oh, it's really you two. What do you mean it's really us? I'm eating a sandwich, so if I pause, that means I'm swallowing. I'm utterly surprised I actually saw them like this. Even if they live in the same district as me, I thought it was hardly likely to see them again like this, considering the city's relatively large population and that I rarely go out. Oh, sorry. I was surprised because you two called out for me when I was thinking about when I met you two before. We were also talking about you. Yeah, and we saw you standing here, so we were super surprised. Are you two hanging out like before? We're out for some private lessons today. Private lessons. On a holiday? That's tough. Are you on your way there? No, it's finished and we're on our way home. We decided to stop by somewhere to get some soft serve. We're on a drop-by date. June? It sounds like something a grown-up couple would do. Our first meeting is so unusual. I thought I might have had the way I remembered some things about them wrong. But they were just like I remember. They make me feel like someone like Amakawa. And what are you doing here, ice cream lady? I'm just randomly walking around. Wait, please call me something other than that. I did buy you two ice cream, but it was just this once. But all we did with you was see the movie and get ice cream. May I ask your name? Alright, I didn't tell you my name. It's Ogawa Chiharu. Ogawa, I think I heard that name somewhere before. Me too. That's a common name. Maybe there's someone with that name at your school. It's not something like that. Ah, it's the phone call from yesterday. I see. Sounds like you got a call from an Ogawa. No surprise there. Like I said, my last name is pretty common. What are your last names? I might not see them again, but I want to know their full names. Right, fully floaters to me. My name's Samata June. Mine is Amakawa Shizuku. What? Shizuku? Did you just say Amakawa? Yes. Amakawa said he had a little sister. That's so cool. They say not many people have that last name in Japan. I think Sakamoto is cool. Thanks. Sure. I'm sorry to interrupt your sweet dialogue, but the man you call brother, is his name you? Yeah, my big brother is you. Not a nickname, just you? That's right, you know him? I don't believe this is happening. My heartbeat's just getting faster and faster. The two children's approachability and atmosphere, I was right about them. Listen, I just don't know what to say, but I can at least tell them that today is going to be one of the most important days of my whole life. If you have time, maybe we can go somewhere different to have some soft serve. Well, dang! I'm having a turkey and cheese sandwich. It's delicious. Tamura, a man who used to own the doll, is still alive. Based on that intel from the disobeyers, they and their partners in the police have completely switched their focus onto capturing this man and the doll. Azuma doesn't have any objection to the change. Basically, they're trying to get into the eye of the storm in order to figure out how big the storm is and how it started. Azuma considered the change, of course, to be acceptable and knew everyone would agree to follow it. He then decided he should take a different direction to examine something else. Ever since he got involved in the shop manager's case, he had this strong feeling that the case makes little sense. While the manager is becoming less important to the other investigators, he's still willing to stick with him. Being that attentive, he has been able to come up with the possibility when hearing about Sojima, and has all become clear after going through a certain video that the city provided the police with. Since the police have a pretty good idea of when exactly the assault happened, he was easily able to extract it from the video. It'd been in a blind spot. In order to seek out the assailant, the police in the initial phase of investigation acquired footage recorded with one of the security cameras set in the park. And they should have tried to pick out someone carrying the cut arm or someone carrying a bag or case capable of storing it. In fact, they only paid attention to the person who abandoned the arm there. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that approach. However, they confirmed that nothing that appeared to be the culprit could be seen in any of the footage. In the end, the police concluded that the footage was no use because the park was so large that you could come in and out from practically anywhere other than the main gate. In other words, they let go of all those in the videos who'd entered the park empty-handed. The footage in question was recorded an hour before the discovery of the abandoned arm. It shows a man sprint into the park. It's obvious he is not out for a jog since he is wearing a suit. Unfortunately, the resolution of the footage is too bad to make out if that man is Tamura or not. But it doesn't matter to Zuma, as long as it looks like him. During his investigation with you the other day, you reported what it was like in the area where the arm had been found. How badly the nearby bush and ground were messed up. Azuma had put those clues together and turned his theory into a conclusion. He hesitates. He knows he's supposed to share this with the other investigators, but it will probably end up leading him down the wrong path. Then again, keeping it to himself can lead to the worst outcome. After consideration, he decides to tell everything only to the boy named Amikawa Yu, instead of the organization that he belongs to or other organization they're working with. Not because of the boy's position or abilities, but because Azuma has faith in how the boy follows his own mind. No matter how hard I try, I can't figure something out. Alright, there goes the sandwich. Why the heck did the self-proclaimed Sojima get in touch with me? The two men are working on the riddle, each of them enjoying a mini parfait. The bigger man, who usually avoids snacks like this, is now enjoying whipped cream for the first time in a year, along with Suzunari. If he's a bad guy, he wouldn't share the bad things he's doing. And if he's in need of help, that's a misspell. And if he's in need of help, why would he give up on me just like that? My grammar Nazism is, bugging me. Because after doing, that is supposed to be, I believe that's supposed to be a comma, and then and is misspelled. Maybe he's trying to sniff out the truth about the real Sojima's disappearance. And I think he named himself Sojima because the name was important to him. That makes sense. If he just wanted to know the truth, he would have probably asked the police, the mass media, or private detectives for help. But Suzunari heard Tamura say in person that he was confident a variant was behind all this. But I doubt Tamura would do anything for Sojima's sake. Tamura and Sojima were on bad terms with each other, just like the other owners and missing people familiar with them. Seems like they hated each other quite a lot. They say it was power harassment. Sojima was really strict on Tamura as his supervisor, and that's why the police questioned Tamura when Sojima was gone, suspecting he was involved in some way. Why would anyone lie about his identity to find out the truth about someone he hates, even knowing a variant's involvement? Is that one of those black companies? I appreciate my wonderful work environment. Okay, May, your parfait is on your splendid employer. Thanks a lot. In return, I have some news for you. You really are a hard worker, May. Susanari exclaims in admiration at his employee. It's not me, my pals are working real hard on it. They say he reminds me of their pasts, and they're feeling sympathy for him, thinking that he has to use a fake name to overcome his hard times. Even though Susanari didn't even know May had such friends before the case, he's now eager to meet them. Every time May talks about them, Susanari learns more and clearly how kind they are. How sweet of you and your friends. Forget about me, but they actually are great guys. But I think there's something else that motivates them about Tamura. What do you mean? I don't know, but he doesn't seem to be a total bad guy. He's clumsy and bad at making conversation, but he listens to you when you talk, intently looking you in the eyes. He won't join other people chatting, but I don't feel like it's because he hates other people. I'm sorry, I can't make myself any clearer about this. Not a total bad guy. When you say that, it carries a lot of weight. A thought comes to Susanari. Due to his first impression of him, Susanari's been thinking of Tamura as a real wax sculpture as one of the central elements of the case. However, as long as he's human, he should have some emotion in him. He must be just another person who's driven by his own thoughts and will. He has been working on the case theoretically, but maybe he should take a closer look at his urges or passions as a human being. In fact, finding out the emotions hidden under his poker face may be the quickest way to the heart of the case. Woo! Wait, let's check around. Just making sure. I think we're gonna get another reasoning mode here in a moment. Okay, now. Oh well. Before dinner, I'm sitting deep in thought about the case, particularly the intel I got from Azuma earlier, when my siblings charged into the room with excited expressions. We're sorry about this, bro. We're sorry. What's this all about all of a sudden? Shizuku and I, we got bought off. It was really tasty. Sounds like someone bought them some food. By who and what for? We can't tell you that. It's okay to tell you the fact that we got bought off, but not by who. But there's no need to be worried about that because it's one of your friends. Ah, now I get it. It seems they hung out with someone from the Disobeyers again. I have several people in mind who like to do that kind of thing. Red and Curry, maybe Akane. Kashiwaba Rakuru's female partner working for the intelligence department. Jude and Shizuku call her Doll Lady because of her quite unique fashion sense. We might be spying on you on and off. Don't let it bother you, though. That's the mission we're on. They bought you off because they want to learn about me? Yeah, we're supposed to gather information on you. Nothing will remain secret. Don't leak things that are too personal, please. Who would want to know about my personal life? I can't think of anyone. Actually, we're doing this for your sake, bro. We're pretty sure you'll be happy later. Wait, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. This is gonna be a lot of fun. It sure is. You can't sell your brother's personal information just for fun. What on earth is going on here? Chiharu. Alright, now we're getting into a reasoning mode. Bam! Reasoning 4. After dinner, to clear up my thoughts on the case, I go through the files provided by the intelligence department. According to Roku's feedback, the weight of the doll should be between 25 and 30 kilograms. It's made of hardwood and some metals seem to be used for its core. The puzzle is that the axe-like weapon the doll was armed with should weigh more than the doll itself based on the scrapes on the road surface and weapon slashing sounds. In most cases, somebody with a weight of 60 kilograms can't comfortably string around the weapon that weighs as much as they do. Either the doll has strong arms or things have been changing, but the targets that we need to chase after remain the same. The man named Tamura and the doll. I think I'll sort what I've learned about them so far. Let's... Reasoning mode. Tamura. What does Nanashi identify the doll as? A material variant trying to be human. Mina Mikawa saw the shop owner arguing with someone. Who was it? It was probably Tamura. Woo! Another victory! I just realized that I've been able to keep my mind well under control for the last few days, despite how terrible the case is and how many victims there have been so far. Unoccupied by emotions towards the variants, my mind still has some room left to think about my regular life. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to sit back and reason like this. And I know why, although I'll pass on talking about it right now. There's no need to bring a pretty flower into a crimson battlefield. S-rank scenario. Boom. The origin and the motive. Ooh. Spooky. Nanashi purposefully didn't tell you everything during today's discussion. If it had just been Kashiwaba, he would have, but he couldn't tell you specifically. He's not underestimating or plotting against him. In fact, everyone in the area involved with this profession respects him. Nanashi likewise has faith in his character and powers, and is precisely what led him to hold his tongue. As an official excuse, Nanashi would say that his theories still lacked conclusive evidence. But the truth is different. Nanashi decided that telling him everything would have infuriated him to the point that no one could stop him. You wouldn't just put a stop to the doll as a material variant. He'd annihilate it entirely, not because she's one of Simamaru's invaluable works. Nanashi simply concluded he can't let that be her story's epilogue, given how she was born and how she has spent her life. It's only for her sake. But nonetheless, he can't keep things like this secret forever either. The intelligence department will figure it out sooner or later. Nanashi isn't interested in other people, and he isn't too diplomatic either. He's known for a shrewd business acumen, but the truth is that's the only way he can act. Still, he has committed himself to leading this story of hers to its correct ending. The first thing he has to accomplish requires the intelligence department's assistance. Carefully pondering how to approach them, he picks up the phone. Interesting, so Nanashi's planning something. I wonder what, though. That finishes that S-rank scenario. I haven't been good at being around people ever since I was a kid. Instead, I love spending my time reading or listening to music. I know I'm not a misanthrope. I laugh when someone tells a joke, and I have types of women that I like. I just don't know how I'm supposed to let those feelings of mine out. People say that it's hard to tell what I'm thinking and I'm not a good conversationalist. I'd call myself a coward. Probably all of those descriptions are correct. My parents passed away when I was little, and that probably influenced who I am today. Still, I'm sure this is how I was born because I know I was like this even before I lost them. And by necessity, I've had a few friends. I wish I were insensitive about my surroundings, fitting of my shyness and clumsiness, but I'm more sensitive to pain and happiness than most. I was torn between my real self and ideal self. No matter how hard I tried, the gap grew wider every year. It was when I was 12 years old that I realized that I could never become one of those manga or anime protagonists. I still clearly remember hearing a life-changing phrase during the literature class that I first took in junior high school. It was part of the teacher's random talks, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't remember anymore. Have just one thing that you can be proud of, and your life will be much better. When I heard those words, I felt like I was given a revelation. Sound like that's like salvation to me was back then. I realized that even if you were too clumsy to get what you wanted, there was a way to live a life where you could proudly stick out your chest. Having faith in that statement, I devoted myself to academics and club activities. I gradually improved my skills. It was awkward and slow, but I could feel I was actually moving forward. My grades and records proved that it was not just a sense of self-satisfaction, but when I learned something, when I was starting to feel like I was proud of myself, all I had was what I seized as the result of assimilation. Those great at academics, those excellent at talking, those who can run fast, my teacher had said the right thing. Many people and smiles could be seen around those who had something to be proud of except myself. Everything has an exception, and I guess I'd happen to be one. When I was 22 years old, I graduated from college with financial support from remote relatives and left my hometown. I was anxious about my new life in the city, but I also had hope that I might be able to turn myself into someone completely different because there's nobody who knew me there. Interesting. So, I think, who is this character? I wouldn't care if people didn't shower me with smiles as long as I could have a few friends or a family who could understand me and whom I could understand. I was still possessed with such a fragile dream. I failed to settle down in the workplace just like every community that along before. I learned the communication skills I lacked were even more important at work. I even attended a workshop to make up for it, but what I got there was the most hilarious story of my entire life. I couldn't get along with a single person even there. I also tried seeing mental health counselors and therapists. Having spent a considerable amount of time and money, I eventually surrendered to the fact that this is the way I am. No more, no less, and it's possible to change. I'm just a no-nonsense, boring man, unable to sway anyone's life in any way. This is Tamura! This is Tamura! That is how the man named... Oh! I freaking knew it! Haha! 10 years have passed since literature class in high school, and I've given up on my life in a certain way. My home, the workplace, a bento shop serving great homemade dishes, a convenience store by the station, a rental video shop run by a well-known chain. These 5 places have been my whole life since the 5th year of my career. Even then, the patience and tenacity that I acquired over the years helped me keep going. Yet my mind was fraying little by little, living my joyless life and foreseeing my hopeless future. My philosophy has been supporting my life ever since I was a child, like the backbone was on the verge of fracturing. No matter how much I bettered myself or what excellent results I achieved, my mind grew hollower and emptier. I'd realized the truth all along. People don't feel proud of you because they have something to be proud of. They feel proud of something that you have because people feel proud of you. Hence, nobody will feel proud of me unless I establish a relationship with other people. Still, I believe I have no regrets and look on my past. My life has been nothing to be proud of, but nothing to be ashamed of either. That's the way I believe I've made it through so far. I've tried not to be jealous of what others have and not let myself fall into despair. Despite all that, I ended up bumping into it. The doll! That devil I wasn't ever supposed to let into my life. I'm shocked at myself that I was able to guess that was Tamura talking. I think I'm going to end this one here, guys. We've learned a little bit more about Tamura. We've gotten another S-rank scenario. I'm wondering what Nana she's planning. It's interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.